Yes, ma'am.
Others, start your activity. Yes.
A very good morning. I'm Adarsh Vishwakarma, and I will be doing a presentation on solar panel briefing and simulation under the guidance of Dr. Miss Mangal on 11th of August 2020. First of all, the software which I will be using for the simulation is Proteus. Proteus is a highly complicated and simple software which is used in a variety of industries from beginners to experts. It is very well known for electronic design automation and is used by many companies for the PCB design. We can perform schematic capture, microcontroller simulations such as Arduino and Atmel, PCB design, and also step files from various um, CAD softwares like SolidWorks and Autodesk can be imported for 3D verification, and they can be placed on the PCB module and the respective electronic processes can be performed. I will show a short demo on how to find the software on Google and download it.
Have you shared your screen, Others?
Yes, oh, yes,
We
ma'am.
can't see. We can't see. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Continue.
I'll browse you all through the website. It can be downloaded from the website www.labcenter.com and you can directly click on the downloads link. And the demonstration version can be easily downloaded from this website. And various brochures are available for guidelines, and different components of the software can be downloaded, and it can be run easily on any Windows machine. uh, start but it is not a very heavy software, and thus considering that students cannot spend much on software and cannot spend much on the computer, so that way they have kept everything in mind and designed this software. uh, Next, I will continue with the simulation at the end, because first people need to get an idea about what we are talking about. Solar energy. Solar energy, as we know, that India and the whole world is moving towards using renewable resources, and also according to the Paris Climate Conference, the agreement which India has made, the international agreement. According to it, it has promised that India will reduce its dependence on non-renewable resources and and be a leader in demolishing the non-renewable resources. And also we know that India has been the pioneer in setup of mega solar projects, and we know that in Gujarat there is a huge solar project, and many different projects have been coming up in India and around the world. So keeping this in mind, it is very important to understand that how important solar panels are, and every day how many innovations are taking place, and we are improving the technology so that uh, we are more and more dependent on renewable resources rather than non-renewable resources. And also, as we know, during the COVID situation, UK, United Kingdom, has proved that we humans can switch to renewable resources, and for at least a week, uh, they prove that they can run an entire city without using any non-renewable resources, and thus producing no pollution. So solar energy is used in various areas as a source of energy in architecture and urban planning. As we know that in like many power hungry processes, uh, they are generally the energy generated is generally from coal, but seeing the ill effects of using coal, and the direct effect is to the people who go for the coal miners and the people living around those areas. So it has become very important that resources such as solar energy are used in places of architecture and urban planning, agriculture and horticulture, heating, cooling, and ventilation, even cooking, fuel production, and electricity generation. Um, Generally, electricity is produced from solar energy in two ways. First is thermal solar energy, and second is um, photovoltaic solar energy. Thermal solar energy is the one which is generally used for solar water heaters, and the photovoltaic solar panel um, solar energy is the one which is used for energy generation at homes and various other places, and which can be stored in batteries, or it can be directly connected to the grid or uh, the electrical supply which we get from maybe our power company, uh, which in Maharashtra is Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Board. Solar panels have become irreplaceable because, considering its benefits, low maintenance cost, and long-term benefits, that's also a reason that we have also got installed solar panels at our homes, and we have reduced our bills tremendously, and it has been very helpful and a small contribution towards Mother Nature, which is really important. The solar panels can be configured in various configurations, and that's done by making series and parallel connections of the solar cells according to the energy demands and requirements. There are two types of solar panel technologies. One is monosilicon, where the crystal lattice is continuous, and polysilicon, uh, where the crystals are of varying sizes and structured in different orientations. Monosilicon solar panels, they are made from a single crystal, and they have a very uniform appearance, and they have a black appearance compared to uh, polysilicon solar panels. Advantages of monosilicon solar panels: they're highly efficient. Their efficiency ranges from 13 to 21%. They are readily available in the market and have great heat resistance. So areas which have a very tropical climate, uh, considering South India or maybe many parts of Maharashtra and even North India, places such as UP. So considering that we get a lot of sunlight in those areas, so it should be heat resistant, so that those expensive solar panels don't get damaged. So this is a very important property which should be considered. Um, the disadvantages are they are generally the manufacturing process that's expensive, and the amount of silicon required is high, and a lot of energy is required to produce these solar panels. So many companies are trying to shift. Many companies are trying to shift uh, their technology in such a way that they have the minimum impact on the environment in the process of making solar panels. One such example is a Swedish company, and various companies have even popped up in India and Europe that have been producing solar panels, and they have taken care that the process used is least harmful to the environment. And they have been aiming to make those factories uh, fully green. Polysilicon solar panels. These solar panels are composed of different crystals fused together to make a single cell. Generally, they have a non-uniform texture due to the visible crystal grain, which is due to the manufacturing process which is used. So these monosilicon solar panels and polysilicon solar panels can be differentiated visibly. Polysilicon solar panels, they have a good efficiency between 14 to 16%. It's compared to monosilicon solar panels. They are cost effective and commonly available in the market. And yeah, there is also another category of solar panels, that is thin film solar panels. They are made by depositing one or more thin layers of photovoltaic material on a substrate. This technology depends on the type of material used to dope the substrate. Generally, the there are three thin film technologies used for outdoor usage. There are cadmium telluride, copper indium gallium selenide, and amorphous silicon. Advantages of thin film solar panel are they are partially shade resistant. So, like partially shade resistant. That means that certain area of the solar panel gets covered by some tree or some other object. So the solar panel doesn't get affected in a huge way. They are more effective in hotter climate. They are less. They take. It has less weight, but takes up more space for the same output. It is a new technology, so it is not a very tried and tested technology, but development has been going on, considering its advantages, so that um, the solar panels can become more and more common to the people, and it is being also heavily promoted by the government of India. A comparison of silicon based on crystallinity, which has to be selected for the solar panel. They are basically single crystal, multi-crystalline, that is polycrystalline, nanocrystalline, and amorphous. Generally, they are compared on the basis of grain size, mobility, and the manufacturing techniques. These four diagrams have been shown, which give a good idea of what single crystal, multicrystalline, nanocrystalline, and amorphous silicon are. Uh, Here is a overview of all the three panels, which helps us in like making a decision, like which solar panel technology should be installed at our homes, because it is really important. For example, if we go to buy a phone, we generally compare different uh, phone manufacturers. That's the way how we select the best phone for our requirements. In the same way, not all solar panels are the same, and we should compare the different technologies and maybe even consult some electrical consultants, which may prove to be very helpful in selecting the solar panels. Uh, Depending on the technology and the cost, it is very important, and it is very important to select the right manufacturer, because there are many manufacturers of solar panels, and some manufacturers also just import their products from some other country and put their label. So it is very important to buy solar panels from a reputed manufacturer and a reputed company, because it is a very long term investment, and the decision has to be made very carefully. I will start with the simulation of solar panel. First of all, why is it important for us to have a look at this simulation? Being electrical engineers, it is really important because the whole world is moving towards renewable resources, which means that Mm, electrical engineers will be serving the society in a very big way, because since millennia we have been dependent on non-renewable resources such as coal, petroleum, and other non-renewable sources of energy. So understanding the whole concept of solar panels and storing the energy generated from solar panels is very important, because the energy, if not captured with good efficiency and at the right time, uh, installation of solar panels then makes no sense. First, we need to place like import the solar panel from the library. Uh, if it is not present in the library, it can also be downloaded from various websites. The library can also be downloaded. The solar panel can also be downloaded from various websites, and the solar panel can also be configured according to our needs. Here it has positive and negative terminals, with the radiance terminal, which measures the amount of, which is the input for the amount of sunlight which is falling on the solar panel, and also has a temperature terminal, which is very important because there shouldn't be any overheating, which may be dangerous for the solar panel.
What happened, Adarsh?
Ma'am,
Okay, you
it's
are doing, yes.
we can configure it using a graph, which is very intuitive, because we as engineers have devised a way of representing data in the most appropriate and understandable way, so that any person who looks at it can get an idea as to what is happening and what information has been displayed. So graphs are the most innovative way to represent data. We are connecting a voltmeter to measure the voltage uh, which is due to the solar panel, and the capacitor is very important because the energy the current from the solar panel is unregulated DC, and as we know, solar capacitors are very good at storing charge in the electric in the field, in its field. So capacitors are very good option for quick charge storage. We can be helpful for making the DC current regulated, and various protection circuits are involved in it. because solar panels are quite expensive and they are used for a very long time. The voltage across the solar panel is coming to be 21.6 volts. A resistor has to be connected so that the device or the device doesn't get damaged, because it shouldn't the current shouldn't pass a specific limit according to the device specifications provided by the manufacturer, or it can damage the device. The current needs to be measured because it is very important to monitor that how much current is being generated by the solar panel, because the generation solar panel has to be selected according to the load requirements, which is very important. If the current generated is less, it may not charge the device efficiently, or it may not charge the device at all. So that uh, that should be monitored very well, and the current sensor should be a very accurate one. Uh, the voltage we are getting now after making all the connections is um 18.4 volts. It is always recommended to rename the components which have been connected, because a person who has not built the circuit won't have a clear idea as to what components have been connected. So it is always highly recommended to use proper nomenclature in the circuits, so that uh, because considering that these circuits will be shared across the globe and to various people, so it is a good practice to have follow the proper guidelines and nomenclatures which have been laid down over the years, uh, by making logical by logically thinking. So that's very important. Even for example, if you don't follow the format of maybe your CV or resume, your resume might get rejected. So in the same way, such schematics or circuits should be named properly. This is the complete simulation of solar panel charging. Thank you, ma'am.
Others, very fantastic and excellent job. You took a very hard efforts. In which contest you are going to do this simulation?
Ma'am, we tried this simulation for FE cycle, SAE FE cycle, like, yeah, SAE FE cycle, because we were thinking of using a renewable source of energy to charge our vehicle batteries. So we had two options, solar panels and energy regenerative system, that is the regenerative braking, which is by the motors. What generally happens that when we are not accelerating and when we leave the throttle, the vehicle, just the technical term for that is coasting. The vehicle coasts. So there is no load. There is no demand from the load, which is the motor. So
Okay.
the due to inertia, the motor rotates, and that energy is stored as electrical energy in the battery. And
How
even
many
during
students are
braking,
there in your group from AC electrical class? How many students are there in your group? Maithili is
Maithili
there.
Palkavade, she is the vice captain and electrical department head. Viraj, Rushikesh, and
So Viraj,
Yash Patil.
Rushikesh, what you are doing? You have not told me. Viraj, Rushikesh, and
Yash Patil.
okay. So Yash Patil also have not told me. When your project is going to complete? Hello?
Ma'am, it is a virtual event. So right now,
When it will be there?
yeah, main event will be in the month of September, probably.
Yes, yes. Okay, so very good you are doing and others you provided means all the theoretical concepts also you presented and also simulation. Dear students, Protus software is very essential for your project work. Whatever project you are going to do, first build a circuit in Proteus, simulate it, see the performance, change the parameters, and also see for that you have to learn that also. So now see it's very appreciating that in a second year you are doing this and very excellent job others. Congratulations. Now Maithili you can
Thank
come
you.
and start your activity.